Not in Brazil. Not across the Atlantic. Not on the wrong side of history. And yet they are. Coins stamped with Roman emperors. Ceramics shaped in unmistakable Mediterranean forms. Anchors, inscriptions, shipwreck claims, appearing thousands of miles from where Rome ever admitted to sailing. This isn't a fringe rumor. This is an internet mythology. This is a question historians quietly avoid. Did the Romans reach the Americas centuries before Columbus? History prefers straight lines. It likes clean progressions, simple timelines, clear firsts. Rome rises, Rome expand, Rome falls. In the Atlantic, supposedly untouched. But history doesn't break because of loud discoveries. It breaks because of quiet anomalies, objects that shouldn't exist but do. Brazil has those anomalies. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. In the late 20th century, Brazilian researchers documented Roman-style coins found along coastal regions and riverbanks. Not replicas, not souvenirs, ancient coins, bronze and copper, worn the way time wears money, not collectors. Some bore markings consistent with Roman mints from the 1st and 2nd centuries AD. The official response? Dismissal. They must have been dropped by modern collectors. They were brought later. They mean nothing. But here's the problem. Some are found far inland. Some are embedded in stratified soil layers. Some appeared in contexts untouched since antiquity. Coins don't walk, and collectors don't bury history randomly. Coins are not decorative artifacts. They are economic tools, issued under strict control, traced to time periods with precision. When coins appear out of place, they raise dangerous questions. Because coins mean people, and people mean travel. This is where the story turns uncomfortable. Rome is remembered for roads, legions, and cities. But Rome was also a maritime power. Roman ships crossed the Mediterranean daily. They traded with Africa. They reached India through the Red Sea. Roman sailors navigated without compasses. They used stars, currents, seasonal winds. They understood the ocean far better than we give them credit for. In the Atlantic, Rome knew it existed. They called it Mare Tenebrosum, the Dark Sea, not because it was impossible, but because it was dangerous. Ancient sailors followed currents, and one current matters more than any other: the Canary Current. It flows from Europe down the African coast, then bends west, straight towards South America. A ship doesn't need intention to cross the Atlantic. It needs time and survival. History assumes exploration must be intentional. But most ancient expansions weren't planned. They happened because ships drifted, storms redirected fleets, crews adapted or died. If a Roman ship was pushed off course, if it followed currents long enough, Brazil is exactly where it would end up. Coins aren't the only problem. Brazilian archaeologists have documented ceramic fragments bearing striking similarities to Roman amphorae. The shape, the clay composition, the curvature of the handles. These weren't indigenous designs. They weren't colonial either. They existed in layers that predate European contact. Again, the explanation was simple. Coincidence. But coincidence collapses when patterns repeat. Academia has a defense mechanism. It's called contextual isolation. Each find is examined separately, never together. A coin is nothing. A shard is nothing. A claim is speculation. But systems aren't made of single pieces. They're made of accumulation. Along Brazil's northeastern coast, divers have reported submerged structures resembling ancient ship remains. Stone ballast, anchor-like forms, with fragments beneath sediment. Not conclusive, but suspicious. The problem? Full excavations are expensive, politically sensitive, historically destabilizing, so most are left untouched. If Romans reached the Americas, even accidentally, then the age of discovery is misnamed. Columbus wasn't first. History wasn't linear, and that threatens foundational narratives. Civilizations don't like being second. This is the strongest counterargument. No Roman settlements exist in the Americas. True, but Rome didn't colonize everything it touched. Roman traders reached India. They left no cities there either. Trade does not require empire. Contact does not require conquest. Sometimes, contact leaves only fragments. There are no Roman texts describing a transatlantic voyage, but Rome lost most of its literature. We possess only a fraction of Roman writing. Entire libraries vanished. Silence in records is not evidence of absence. It's evidence of loss. Romans understood latitude. They tracked the sun. They mapped stars. They sailed without seeing land for weeks. The idea that the Atlantic was too big is a modern assumption. Ancient sailors respected oceans. They didn't underestimate them. What if Rome didn't just stumble into the Americas? What if contact happened more than once? What if it was known, but not useful? A land with no immediate riches. No easy integration. No reason to return. Rome wasn't searching for continents. It was searching for profit. Currents, not choice. Ships don't choose destinations. Oceans do. Brazil sits exactly where ancient drift would deliver a lost vessel. Again, and again, and again. The Vikings reached North America. We know this. But for centuries, that idea was dismissed too, until archaeology made denial impossible. History didn't change because minds opened. It changed because evidence piled up. Rome may be an earlier stage of that process. The real question is, why are we so certain they didn't? Because certainty is comforting. Mystery isn't. History is not a list of achievements. It's a reconstruction built from surviving scraps. And scraps lie, not intentionally, but incompletely. Entire chapters can disappear without collapse, catastrophe, or war. They simply fade. No empire, no legacy, no story, just objects and silence. That might be the most Roman outcome of all. We expect exploration to look like domination. Flags, settlements, names on maps. Ancient contact didn't always look like that. Sometimes it looked like survival, or curiosity, or loss. Not yet, but it also doesn't disprove it. And that's the space history hates most. The gray zone. Because if Rome reached the Americas, then ancient societies were more capable than assumed. More connected, more complex. And history isn't progress. It's forgetting. Brazil doesn't prove Rome crossed the Atlantic, but it whispers something far more dangerous. That the past knew things we no longer remember. That exploration didn't begin when textbooks say it did. And that history, like the ocean, does not care what we believe. It keeps its secrets until it doesn't.